This week's battle comes from Red Bull BC1 2014, one of the strangest years in the history of the competition. Today we are examining one of the most requested battles on this channel, Menno vs. Blond. Let's go. Here he goes, immediately down into footwork. Shoulder cartwheel, look at the shoulder cartwheel pattern, the way he's hopping and twisting, forward roll, and then he rolls backwards up into a handstand freeze. Shoulder cartwheel pattern, look at the amount of rotations. Look at this pattern here, the way he's crab twisting, he races his hands out, kind of mocking Blond, mocking him. Now Blond has a very strong response, puts his hat down. There we go, look at Blond with a traveling air flare pattern. He goes down and then back towards his hat, grabs the hat into a 90. Wow, no mames way. Unbelievable. Crowd loving it. Give a like for the crowd. Blond is not playing any games right now, going for the gusto, immediately into footwork. I love the way his foot tapped his knee, goes back into more footwork. Twist, baby freeze, chair freeze, air chair freeze, head twist, baby freeze, headstand freeze, air chair. Here's where it gets weird. So in this year, they vote in between rounds. And so now there, Blond has lost the battle unanimously, or lost the round, which I think just really messes up the flow. Menno's shoulder cartwheel pattern to handstand freeze was the highlight of his round. Blond responded with a gorgeous traveling air flare pattern that ended in a 90 while grabbing his hat. His final air chair finisher easily topped Menno's handstand freeze. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Menno laughing, feeling himself, understandably so. I'd probably be in the same exact position. Menno immediately going down. He does this no-handed twist into this footwork pattern. That is an awesome pattern. Then he raises his hands, getting the crowd behind him, pumping everyone up. He feels it back into footwork. Look at this pattern, the way he's twisting, catching, knee to elbow, threading through. So complicated. There's like 4 things happening in this pattern. Probably my favorite of the bunch. Blond, he could care less, shakes his hands, raises his arms up like, okay, nut shot. Let's see how Blond responds. I love that twist up in a handstand freeze. Look at that quick headspin drill, straight-legged air flare, back into footwork, into handstand freeze. Back around, twist into another handstand freeze. Judges are gonna vote again, and they vote 3-2 in favor of Menno, and that is it. Why have 3 rounds in a battle when you can only have 2, am I right? The most popular video on my channel right now is Lilu vs. Taisuke. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my final decision for that battle. Menno returns with a no-handed footwork pattern and ends the routine with this really nice backstroke baby freeze pattern. Blond answers back with an intricate mix of power, footwork, and 2 well-stuck freezes at the end. On my scorecard, the winner is Blond. He had a higher degree of difficulty and greater variance of choreography. Menno's patterns were great, but he did 4, 2 in each round, and it just wasn't enough to take the battle. But you know what this battle really needed? A 3rd round. Gotcha, bro. Now it's interesting because Menno, I feel, is more blonde than blonde.
Can you think of another battle with a controversial ending? Tell me in the comments which battle, and if I think you're right, I'll make a video on it and you'll get all the flowers.